us. We're glad to see you. It's good to see your faces. It's been since Milwaukee that I've seen most of you. So thanks for joining. And we have a lot of information to share. I'd like to first recognize the members of our board. I know we have some of our board members in the meeting today. Wanted you to each know that our board members have been meeting once a month, basically since COVID. So they've been working very hard on your behalf and really have stepped up in many ways. So I acknowledge their service and I'm very grateful for them. I'm Lori Brill, Executive Director of Aldi. John Nelson is with us as well. He is running all of the important stuff during this call and during this meeting. So thanks, John, for being here. And I'd like to just open quickly by sharing a little bit about the landscape within the hotel industry. This year was a very different experience for me in terms of the selection process. So it's that concept of supply and demand, and a lot of corporations, nonprofits, other groups are meeting. So the hotels are receiving a lot of business. We went through the RFP process. It took close to 5 weeks to get responses back from hotels, whereas in past years, we would get them very quickly. So there's just been a lot of shift and a lot of change. And the space in the hotels, frankly, is fairly limited. Costs are increasing as well, which we all are used to hearing that every day, basically. But one of the sales managers that I was working with shared with me that, you know, a box of chicken breasts that the chef used to be able to order for $50 now was costing close to $150. And so just some real cost issues and other things that I've noticed hotels are changing and shifting. For example, charging for exhibit tables and other things that typically is included in your overall meeting planning space. So we cast a wide net. We looked at hotels in the Midwest. We looked at South Central. We looked in the Southeast, and we did our very best to find those pockets. And in this case, at this particular hotel, we were able to find a pocket of time that was sandwiched between 2 corporate events. And so that enabled us to get the pricing and other things that we were able to get. I will acknowledge Rachel Aiden. She has been working with us from Arrowhead Conferences and Events for many years. She's done an amazing job of helping us with negotiating contracts. And we're just really pleased to continue to have her support and her good efforts toward making our conference a really strong success. So we did hear your feedback when you submitted your evaluations for Milwaukee. There were many comments alluding to, could we please go somewhere that could be potentially a bit warmer in late February or early March? And we did pay attention to those comments and try to take that into consideration as well. So
we'll go to, and Dennis will go, and Dave.
So the contract was signed and countersigned at this hotel property on August 26th. So we're really just days away in the midst of trying to get things moving, including communicating with our members and making sure you have all the information and detail that you need. This property that we chose is located with a group of other hotels and condominiums, and you'll be seeing some photographs of those pretty soon. Right now, I'd like to share the Convention and Visitor Bureau has some really great resources to be able to provide to us. And one of the CVB Director of Sales was at a meeting planning conference that is specifically a Christian-based conference. And it was probably, this past year was probably the 3rd year that I connected with her. Her name was Cindy Moore. And so this year it was a lot of fun to be able to see each other on a site visit And so her Convention and Visitor Bureau has a video that I'm going to ask John to share with you now. So this will give you the indication of where we will be, just not the specific hotel yet.
There's a reason people call Myrtle Beach the beach. Here, you become your best self. It's a place where you can let loose, let it ride, and go with the flow. Where limits on fun don't exist. Somewhere that knows what you want and isn't afraid to give it to you. In Myrtle Beach, families get closer and have those special moments that make lifelong memories. It's a place where you can get away and find exactly what you're looking for. You can speed up, slow down, and make waves even on land. If this sounds like what you need, then this is where you belong. Welcome to 60 Miles Made for You. The beach. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Great. Thank you, John. So it's really exciting and fun, and I'm looking forward to giving the mic over to Terry Egan. Terry has been an Aldi member since '96. He served on the board and has been really helpful and supportive in examining and looking at Myrtle Beach. So I am going to turn this over to him, and Terry, take it away. Thank you.
Hey, y'all. I am so excited y'all are coming to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. My wife and I are going to be living about 2 miles from this hotel location, which happens to be the Hilton Myrtle Beach. So I am talking to you from the 16th floor conference room. It's called the Dunes. And I just wanted to show you this conference room. And folks, that's the ocean right there. And that's the view we're going to have from our sessions here. And I'll walk over here a little closer, and we can look down and see the beach itself and all the people on it. There's 62 miles of uninterrupted beach here, and they call this the Grand Strand because it's a series of communities: Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, Little River. You get down to Socastee, Garden City, Murrells Inlet, and even down to Georgetown, South Carolina. One of the neat things about being here is, you're just going to be able to walk right out there on the beach and take a walk with your colleagues, and it's going to be very, very relaxing in between sessions, of course. And one of the things that we're excited about is that not only we be able to enjoy all of what's happening in Myrtle Beach, but we're 2 hours from Charleston, South Carolina, and 2 hours from Wilmington, North Carolina, and 2 hours from Columbia, South Carolina. So there's a lot to do. There's people to see. I'm sure there's donors for you to come and visit in the area while you're here. But really, enjoying Myrtle Beach will be a lot of fun. We're going to be living in a community called Barefoot Landing, which has House of Blues, and it has a winery and Alabama Theater, Greg Norman's Steakhouse. All of this is just up the road by about 2 miles. If you go down into Myrtle Beach, there's just so much to do. Gosh, look at the pool down there. Yeah. So in all my time, I haven't made it to every conference. There's been a few years where I haven't been able to, but I've been to probably the majority of them. And I can't remember ever being on a beach somewhere. So this is exciting. It's a large hotel, and as Lori mentioned, there's condos and things hooked on or right next door. So there's a lot of opportunities for hosting events that correlate with the Aldi conference, or Faith and Fundraising, excuse me. But this is what we're in for. And Lori, I'm going to go down to the pool, and I'll be joining you back again in a few minutes.
Great. Thank you, Terry. Great shots. So yes, that's the Dunes Ballroom that Terry is in. And we will be using that for a combination of receptions and breakouts. It's not large enough to have our overall general sessions, but we are going to try to mix up our space. And the hotel actually has set aside 3 of their ballrooms for us to use. So we have plenty of space. I'm in the middle of communicating with some other groups who may have a need to meet in conjunction with the conference. And in a place like the Hilton Milwaukee, while it was a wonderful facility and we had a great conference, there was not much room. There were some of the breakout rooms that were not large enough. And so we're not going to run into that same circumstance at this particular hotel. So the Hilton Myrtle Beach is a part of what is known as Kingston Resorts. And the other interesting piece, as Terry was mentioning, condominium complexes, there's an Embassy Suites that's a couple properties down. And there's a boardwalk that is right on the beach. So you can walk to those other places right, you know, you're not going to be on the sand, but you'll feel like you are. So you don't have to go out to a street and try to connect somewhere else. So that boardwalk will take you to a newly developed brewery, which is also a restaurant that's very large. And that is called the Black Drum Brewery. And they feature all North and South Carolina beers, and they have amazing, oh, John's showing a shot of it. This is kind of the vision of it. So you'll see the doors are open, everything's open to the outside. So on free night, this will be a place where it will be very easy for our members to go, and we'll be able to walk along the beach to get there. This is scheduled to be completed. When I was there, it was under construction, but it is scheduled to be completed in September of 2022. So we're just a few months out, should be finished up and ready to go by February. Another piece I'll point out in terms of the Myrtle Beach Hilton is that all of the rooms are oceanfront. So you'll see in the next video, the property itself is in a diagonal. The 2 sides are in a diagonal. And it's just nice to know that those rooms, everyone will have a view, everyone will have a balcony. The overnight rate is $128. The hotel waived the resort fee. There's typically a $35 resort fee at this property, and they waived that for us, which I was pleased with. The airport is 12 miles away from the Hilton. So it's not a long journey at all. And during that time of the year, it is not high season for Myrtle Beach, although the temperatures do range. The highs are typically between 60 to 64 degrees that time of year. But nonetheless, the travel to and from the airport will not be cumbersome. So at this point, John, I'm going to ask you if you would to show the video that is specific to the Hilton property. So you'll see the lobby, you'll see the sleeping rooms, you'll see some of the meeting room space. So this will just give you a general overview. So John, take it away. Thank you, John. Terry, did you reach the pool deck yet?
I have. So you want to see it?
Sure.
Okay, just walked out the back door of the hotel lobby, and this is a covered space that's perfect for receptions. It's got little fire pits, gas fire pits set up, and there's just a whole lot to do here. And you can hear the music going on. Probably hear it better than me. But this is the pool area, and I'll take a walk out there. They've got a restaurant and bar combination on the pool deck. And of course, the pool deck overlooks the beach. So.
Thank you, Terry. And that space that Terry was just walking around that was covered, that will be the location for our opening event. So even if there is rain, we will be in a covered space. So we'll still be able to be outdoors, which will be really nice. So it looks like, yeah, Terry's coming up on the Wet Whistle, which is the outside restaurant and bar. And when we wrap up with Terry, John will have a few more slides to show you with some other specific details pertaining to the property. But it's a great view, Terry. Okay, wonderful, great. So I'm going to jump in now and ask John, do you mind just sharing those 10 slides? And this will be quick, but I'm just going to give you just a brief synopsis. So this is, you can see on the left, the property that's on that diagonal, that's the Myrtle Beach Hilton. And then the rooms on the other side that you see by the pool, that is what you'll be looking at from your hotel room. Then the upper photo is where Terry was at the beginning, and on the top floor, the 16th floor of the Hilton. There's also an outside lawn space that we can use for overflow for our opening event if we need to. And then the photograph below is the Palisades Ballroom, which is where we will be having our general session meetings. And the exhibit space is in a corridor that envelops that Palisades Ballroom. It's a really great, it's a great location for exhibit shows because everybody is going to be able to be, have the same type of access. So that's great. Is Terry back on? Oh, there he goes. And this is just an oceanfront shot, these two shots that John is showing. There was a really good photograph of the outdoor space that's called Beachcombers. That's coming up soon. The property was completely renovated in 2019. And so you can see the newly renovated guest rooms. It's very nice, very comfortable, and the views are terrific. Each hotel room has a refrigerator and a coffee maker. So that's good news as well. Is that the last one, John? Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you. And again, that view from the upstairs ballroom is really lovely. And this is where Terry was just walking around showing us that outdoor space. And there's the Wet Whistle that is the outdoor bar. And all of those will be open during the time that we're there. So thank you, John. Terry, anything else to share with us now that you're on the sand?
No, come get some sand between your toes. Bring your suit.
Great.
It is February, but it'll be nice. So
Thank you, Terry. Just a couple more quick comments. Registration will be opening next week. So we will let you know as soon as that is live and ready to go. We are really excited about formulating additional members for our committees. I know some of our conference planning committee members are in this meeting, and thank you for your service and all that you've done. We could not have, it wouldn't have been possible for Milwaukee to be so successful without them. So certainly want to lift up the good work of them and lift up the good work of the Wisconsin local folks who did such a great job with hospitality. So we'll be leaning on you for some ideas and thoughts. Really thankful for the Blue Ridge chapter. We had a Zoom meeting on Wednesday, because I did want to disclose to them the location before we all met collaboratively. So looking forward to working with them. My final comment that I would make is that we've changed the pattern. So we're starting on Sunday. Our Sunday evening will be our opening keynote, our opening event. Our 2 full curriculum days will be Monday and Tuesday. So we do have about 75 rooms blocked for Saturday night. So if you would like to come in a little early and be able to enjoy the beach and some free time, that will be a possibility on Saturday. We'll be wrapping up on Wednesday morning, and everyone will head out at that point in time. So with this pattern, we're hoping that you bring guests. There certainly will be plenty of room and plenty of space. And we will be having an early arrival reception on Saturday night. So for those of you who do come in on Saturday and want to get together and enjoy some time together, we'll be able to accommodate that. So such a pleasure for me to see all your faces. Thank you for joining us. Terry, thanks so much for your willingness. Oh, here we go. This is perfect. Who could resist that, right? Thanks, Terry. 2020. He's an artist, that's for sure. Oh, that's great. All right, let us know any questions, concerns, any questions that you would like to throw out in the chat, or anything that is top of mind that you think everyone could benefit from hearing. Okay. Well, we're excited. We look forward to seeing you in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and have a great day, everyone. And we are recording this, so it will be available to those who weren't able to join us today. Thanks so much. Have a good day.